Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel once again, the Viking Out of Time channel. And it's been a long time since I last saw you, and that is because I have been dead busy at work. Because that's right, the Viking works in real life, and that's why I was not able to be here with you as I would have liked to in the past. But that also means that, well, that's also the reason that I am not using my regular Viking voice, and that is because it has been a very hectic time, and also this in particular was a very hectic day, so it has been a little bit difficult on my voice, and attempting the Viking voice was not only of the quality that I am used to having for that specific character, but also it is wreaking havoc all over my system. So apologies in advance for that to all those Viking fans, but this presents us with an opportunity as well. Do you want to listen to the Viking, or do you prefer my regular voice? So down below in the comment section, leave your opinion. What do you think I should do? Should I go with my regular voice from now on, or should I keep up the Viking voice as time and also, of course, health and the situations of life allow for it? But without trying to bore you into my own existential problems, let's dive into what we have for today. Because as you very well know, Amazon is just moving forward with their Rings of Power production, and recently they had an event on May the 6th, more specifically, with some fans and scholars and people that are familiar with Tolkien, and they took them to London and Oxford and all that, and they showed them 20 minutes of finished footage for the Rings of Power. And as you would expect, there are opinions all over the place that we are going to be analyzing just right now. Thanks to the Tolkien Guide, we have this collection of sentiments from various fans that attended this event in London for the Rings of Power, which took place, as they also put it in this collection, on May the 6th. Amazon invited these people that were scholars, enthusiasts, etc., to London, where they were shown some 20 minutes of finished footage, and they also had the opportunity to talk to J.D. Payne and Patrick McKay, who are the Rings of Power showrunners, and express their concerns and also share their sentiments. And amongst those that were invited, of course, were none other than our well-known, good old theoneshield.net. You know them. They are always mocking the fans. They are always trying to antagonize them, but they also, as we very well know, would do anything for that sweet early access. They would do anything to get the present, to get to be there, to be shown early footage, to have the exclusive, all that. We know how they act. And we know that they would be willing to do anything for an exclusive or to support their newest trend because they think that that's going to give them money. And they did exactly that in this tweet. Quote, as folks like Tolkien Professor and Sean Gunner of Tolkien Society told us, what they saw implies better characterizations than some of them much malign decisions PJ made 20 years ago. You heard it first here, folks. They are saying that PJ, meaning Peter Jackson, was malign and the decisions that he took were horrible 20 years ago. Well, maybe you don't have the memory for that, the oneshield.net, but there are many of us who were around back in the day, and we remember how you were shilling for that project, and you were all, oh no, please people, give it a try, when every time a purist would complain that they were going to butcher Tolkien, you were all about, no, give it a try, give it a go. It's going to be a great project. You had exclusives. You even went to New Zealand and you visited the sets and you talked to, I think it was Peter Jackson and stuff like that. Of course, they were not the only ones. Also, the OneRing.com was there, but if I remember correctly. But, I mean, what they are saying is just stupid. They are just forgetting what they did before, and they are saying, oh no, you know, that was terrible, that was malign, it was horrible, you know, that characterization, all those things that Peter Jackson did back in the day, they are terrible, you know, don't pay attention to that. This is the big thing, you know, this is the business, this is the great thing, you know. But they were not the only ones. And Sean Gunnar, as they mentioned here as well, that is the Tolkien Society president or whatever he is right now, whatever he is holding there as a position. He also commented on how he fell in love with the vision that both Payne and McKay are bringing into Middle Earth. And, if you ask me, I don't really think that their vision is accurate, or at least even trying to resemble or be inspired in Tolkien in any way, shape, or form. We also had the opinion of Professor Tolkien, who was invited and who is a prominent YouTuber and also has a Twitter account. And he went out of his way, left and right of the aisle, blocking people and criticizing people and antagonizing the fans and so on and so forth for not having the same opinion that he had on the Rings of Power and criticizing Amazon for their decisions. He commented that the show is in good hands. After looking at the footage, after talking to the showrunners, he thinks that the show is in good hands, and that's all nice and dandy, right? But what's at stake here is Tolkien's legacy, and I reckon that is not in good hands. So is it in good hands, mate? Because I reckon that it is not, and that's the only thing that we should care about. One of the opinions that I liked better than the rest was that of the Fellowship of Fans, who said that, yeah, the footage is encouraging for a major scale production like this one with $2 billion spent there, but they said that they still had some concerns lingering there, So it was at least a little bit neutral in that matter, as opposed to all the other people, that just praised this thing. Yeah, sure enough, there were some negative comments, there were some neutral comments, such as Fellowship of Fans, but the majority of them, they were all in with the, oh yeah, this is a great show, now all concerns are out the window, now I am excited, and September the 2nd can't get here soon enough, and stuff like that, because they were bought for that. And make no mistake, lads, these people were bought because Amazon at least had the good fortune, let's say, or vision to at least this time hire people that were Tolkien enthusiasts, that were Tolkien scholars, that have some popularity in Tolkien circles, all that. But it's just more of the same thing. We pay for the trip for you to come to London and to Oxford, and we're going to take you to the Eagle and Child. We're going to take you to the Bodleian Library. We're going to have some lunch and stuff like that, and we're going to give you some amenities, luxurious stay at a specific hotel and stuff like that. So I'm not against any of that taking place, but of course it is aimed at winning the graces of these people who have a say, let's say, because they have huge followings. I mean, we're talking about people from Spain, for example, like Kai47. I don't know if that's how it is pronounced. I don't know a lot of Spanish, but I know that this person is located in Spain. I know, for instance, that the Nerd of the Rings is from the US. So they went out of their way to try to get these people here because they will go back home, and all those Tolkien fans that are at least weary or having two minds about this show, well, they can win them over. And that was what they did this time. So we don't have any more of those influencers from the beginning of the year, that were like, oh yeah, we're Tolkien fans, but they didn't even know anything about Tolkien. They made mistakes when talking and discussing the lore, and when you went and investigated their own channels, you saw that they had nothing to do whatsoever with Tolkien. So this time they are trying to win the fans through these influencers, but this time people that are actually having some influence in the community, and it's what makes me even more wary. And I don't trust their opinions, however objective or however truthful to their own way of thinking those opinions really are. You will have to excuse me, but when you are given these windbreaker or something, because the weather in London is just unbearable sometimes, and you are given this notebook, camera, because I don't know why the hell you would be given a camera, and this huge breakfast, and then the opportunity to talk to the showrunners, and then, travel to Oxford, go to the Eagle and Child, and all that sort of thing, the Bodleian Library and all that. Well, you will have to pardon me if I don't buy into that bullshit. And I think that this is just another way for Amazon to try and win the fans. But we have to be more intelligent than that. And if you really care about Tolkien, and if you think that Tolkien deserves better and his legacy is more important than just a handful of amenities and a cheap trip, that I of course know that for people that came from the United States and from Brazil, because there were also people from Brazil there, of course that's not going to be any cheap, but you just have to measure how much your integrity really costs. And if you ask me, it has no price. Tolkien represents so many good things for so many people. It is how some of us escape the tribulations of reality, of everyday life. But to some people, also, it meant being saved from a difficult situation. It means an entire childhood. So it is something that is worth being respected. People like the OneShield.net and all these people that were invited. I'm not talking out of spite or envy that I was not able to go. I can go anytime I want and visit these places on my own. But what I am trying to say here is that these people, they are not sincere, and they have shown their true colors. They don't care about Tolkien, and you can easily buy them by flashing cool things in front of them. In the case of the One Shield, we know that the OneShield.net, well, they are always willing to even sell their mothers for early access, for the exclusive interview, for early footage, for amenities, whatever you can give them. But in other cases, it's quite disappointing to see that they are easily corrupted. Just as the men of old, when they were given the 9 rings, well, these people, even though they were not only 9, they are also easily corrupted, and they have easily fallen into the hands of the enemy. The Dark Lord, in this case, that is there in Amazon, reigning supreme over all those free peoples of Middle Earth that are trying to fight against this. And if the rumors are true and those book covers that were leaked earlier are real, well, we know where they are going. They are trying to desecrate our culture and our love for Tolkien. Anyways, guys, if you think that it is worth it, let's fight against this by not consuming this product. It's the only way in which these people will understand that we love Tolkien and we don't want anything to be changed in terms of Tolkien lore, and that it is more important for us to preserve that legacy than to get cool, flashy things that have nothing to do, and even worse, disrespect the lore. Let me know your opinion down below in the comments, and until next time, everyone, thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.